You guys hear that airplane? Of course, every time I gotta start something, something happens. What's going on, guys? Joey Cuz coming back at you again today, and today I got tagged. So I'm doing a VR. This guy right here, or gal, whatever you want to call it, tagged me to do a VR for 6 guns that I'm glad I own. Now, I know I'm late on this. He actually tagged me a couple weeks ago, and I'm finally getting around to it. So here it is. Now, having said that, I don't have a big collection to begin with, but even though, trying to narrow it down to 6 is still kind of difficult. I mean, like today, on my side, I have my SIG P224 in 357 SIG. Now, I really do like this gun a lot, but it didn't make the list. So, I mean, it would have made the list if it was maybe 10 of my favorite, but I'll have to do 6. So I picked out the 6 that, you know, have a little bit of a, you know, collector value, sentimental value, like, you know, stuff like that to me. So why don't we go down to the table and I'll show you the 6 that I picked out. All right, guys, well, here they are. These are the 6 firearms that I'm glad I own. Now, like I said, I don't have a big collection, but, you know, just to narrow it down to 6 is pretty hard. And most of these have, like, sentimental value, collector value, you know, just, you know, any type of value to me. So with that being said, I want to start off with this one in and this is in no particular order either. So right here I have my Smith & Wesson Model 66-1 chambered in 357 Magnum. This right here was my first revolver purchase. Now, I went in looking for a GP100, and the salesman at the shop was asking me if you know, if I had my heart set on it. I said, no, you know, I'll look at something else. And he showed me this. Now, when he showed it to me, this thing was basically, as you see, it was this clean. I've done nothing to it except for change the grips on it, because they came with those black Hogue grips, which I didn't like. These I actually got off of eBay. I believe it was from a retired state trooper that had them. So I got those. And now, I don't know if this is actually true or not, but when I did my original video on this, I've had 2 or 3 people tell me that this isn't the original finish on it, that it looks like it's been bead blasted to have this finish. I don't know. If any of you guys really know, you know, you can tell me, because they said like it was a normal stainless steel finish on it. You know, it wasn't polished or anything like this. I believe the only other finish they had was blued, and I believe that was on the Model 19s. I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I mean, as you can see, the cylinder ring on it is a little more pronounced, because I do shoot this, and I really do like shooting it. I shoot mainly 38 Special out of it, because I've seen on, you know, through YouTube that a steady dot at 357 will crack the frame, because the frames were not really meant for 357. I don't know, but I mainly shoot 38 Special out of this. Occasionally I'll do you know, some 357 out of it, but oh well. Anyway, oh yeah, and for everybody else that's looking, it has the firing pin on the hammer. So, oh, and it has the recessed cylinder as well. Like I said, it's a 66-1. So there you go with that. Now, my second would be my SIG P226, and this one is chambered in 9mm. Right now, this is my bump in the night gun, so I have the Viridian X5L on here. Flashlight laser combo. I'm not going to shine it in the screen because you're not going to see it anyway, but this was my first pistol purchase, well, my first gun purchase ever. So that's got a lot of value to me in that sense, because, you know, it's my first, and you always remember your first. Unfortunately, there's some first you want to forget. Anyway, having said that, let's move on to this right here, which is my Kunin 357 Magnum, chambered in a 1911 platform. There's really no need to explain why this is one of my favorites, because it's 357 in a 1911, plain and simple. Now, this right here, you could also shoot 38 special out of, which is another bonus for this gun, but you have to change the recoil spring. 38 specials will shoot out of it, but they will not cycle. You have to use 38 plus P for that, with the 38 special spring, for it to cycle 38 special plus P rounds. It tells you that in the book. I have a video on it where I tested, 38s and 38 plus Ps in it, and like I said, the 38s will shoot if you're down to it, but you have to manually cycle the slide for that to happen. So let's move on to the next one, which is my Colt Python. Now, this is an original Python. I believe when I called up Colt, they told me it was in the 80s. I can't remember when, if it was mid-80s or late 80s, but this is an original nickel finish on this as well. Now, the shop I got this from is one that I go to on occasion, and every once in a while they have some pretty good stuff. Like this was one of them, and this one right here, which I'll show you next. They had this in here in the case. They just put it out. The price was pretty good compared to what I've seen. The crappy ones went for like $1,500, so this one was priced pretty good for me, and obviously I bought it. Now, I was planning on getting a newer Python just so I can maybe compare the two, but haven't seen some of the problems. Now I'm going to step in that direction. So that's the other reason why I'm glad I own this one. Alright. Oh, and plus, rumor has it this is a great zombie gun. Just saying. So, let's move on to the next one. Now, this SKS is, Zastava. I think I said that right. It has the, obviously it's got the blade bayonet. It's got the grenade launcher on it, which I like. And I've done a video on this, a full overview. And this is exactly how I got the gun from the shop. It was this clean. As far as cosmoline goes, there was very little on it. I mean, a little bit in the chamber, some on the, the bayonet. But other than that, this is exactly how I got it. Now, having said that, I may have overpaid a little bit for it, but if I show you some of the pictures that some of these shops around here have, if they have any SKSs, none of them are this clean. I mean, if I took one of theirs and put this next to it, you would think this gun is in mint condition. I don't know why, but maybe it's just that the shop, the couple of shops that are around here, they don't get good, the samples they get aren't that great. So when I saw this one, like I said, I may have overpaid a little bit for it, but here it is. So I'm not really going to argue with it. And I do believe all the numbers match on this, if I'm correct. It's been a while since I actually looked at it, but I forgot. I believe all the numbers match on it, so that's another positive about it as well. The number on the stock, actual serial numbers on the stock too, like right there. So it's got a little, it's got some character to it with some of the things and dents on it, but other than that, I mean, this thing is like in really good condition. Now, going on to the second rifle would be this M1 Garand. Now, this is another one that I purchased as is, and it is one of the cleanest ones I've seen around my area. Now, having said that, this isn't the original stock. It's a CMP stock, so which I was wondering if this actually came from the civilian marksmanship program, and somebody did get it through them and they sold it to the shop that I bought it from. I don't know, but that's the only thing I could think of, because like I said, this is another clean excuse me, another clean rifle that I haven't seen down here in a while. Now, this one was, I think, sometime in the 50s, so it's not a World War II type gun. The barrel does not match the receiver. It's been rebarreled. But, with something like this, I have a little sentimental value for it, because my two grandfathers fought in World War II, and just knowing that this could have been a rifle that they were using at that time is pretty pretty cool to me. So that's my 6 favorite firearms, but I do have a 7th one out here, which is a wild card type of a deal. This one right here belonged to a friend, Ed USAF. If you guys don't know, I'm going to leave a link down to his channel so you can check him out. Unfortunately, Ed passed away, and I was one of the lucky ones to have one of his firearms. Now, this I purchased before he even passed, so I had this beforehand. But this is a Walther PPQ chambered in 45 ACP. Like I said, this has personal value to me. If I were ever to sell it, it would be to someone that knew Ed, so they can, enjoy this gun as much as I have, knowing that it was his as well. So that's my wild card in this group. So guys, I appreciate watching the video. Now, I don't know if you want to look through the channel, I do have separate videos on all these guns, so you can get an up close look on them. But that's pretty much it. Now, I don't know how many people have actually been tagged and actually done videos on this, but I want to throw out 2 names, Salty Shellback and Gun Collector 007. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks since I've been tagged in this, so I don't know how many people have actually done their VRs for this, but I'm tagging Salty Shellback and Gun Collector 007 to do theirs, to see what they got. Alright, if you guys want to join in on this, put up a VR, tag it, my 6 favorite guns to own, and I don't know, do your own. Let's see what everybody's got. Now, what I like about these videos is that you could see, what everybody, what their personal taste is on certain firearms, and you get an idea of what's out there, what people have, if they got something pretty cool in the collection or not. So besides those two, like I said, if anybody wants to do it, go ahead. No one's going to stop you. But anyway, guys, having said that, I think I'm done here. So I guess because of that, I'll talk to you guys later. Do 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 do.